Hi, this is Tony Segro. This is part 3 of the cardstock model that I made, and this is the last one I really, because I have a base for it now. The base, by the way, I made out of this. It's a 1/2 inch thick pink foam board, the kind used for insulation and stuff. I painted the base steel gray, which is a gray color to represent the concrete, and then I weathered it with pastel chalk, brown color, gray color, a little bit of charcoal pastel or whatever also in there. I added telephone poles. These are cornerstone telephone poles, and they give you a little spool of thread for using for the wire, but to me I could hardly see it, so it's very invisible almost. So I use thread instead. It's more visible. Now this building is going to be back against the backdrop. So I only modeled 3 sides of it. So let me spin this thing around here and you'll see that the back side I didn't really do anything with. I added a fence, and I can pull this out because I mount this with pins. There we go. Here on the bottom, I don't know if you can see them, there are 2 extra long pieces of, and this is flat toothpicks that I'm using. I made these a little bit extra long, and that way I can just pop them in here then. And that's in there pretty good. I had some details in the bins over here that I used for modeling. I had some people, some barrels. I had a bicycle, so I put the bicycle over here against the side of the building. Okay, I had some barrels here in the back. I put down some grass with white glue. I also left, when I made the base, I left an opening underneath, okay, like this, in case I want to put lights in there. So, I mean, I'll demonstrate what it might look like. So let me turn these lights out a minute. I'll hold this flashlight up underneath and let there be darkness. I don't know if you can see this or not. I have some light under here. Now I see where I'm going to have to put something under the doors or whatever. These are where the doors are that you wouldn't see any of the light. Let there be light. Okay. So that's an option that I have. I also have a sign, and I haven't really thought of what to name the building, but I do have a sign that I made or found that would probably be a decent sized sign I could put on the front of the building if I ever come up with a name for it, so I'll keep that handy. This thing here I wanted to point out is a really unique thing that I found. Where I work, we get electronic components and they come in things like this. And, on the back they have that, on the front they have that. The electronic component must sit right in here. And they were going to throw them out. I said, well, I'll take them home. and this is what I used for this fan right here. So basically I'm going to call this model completed. And I'll probably work on the next project. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. So thank you for viewing, and hopefully, some of the pointers that, you might be able to use or whatever if you're mounting cardstock. Like I said, I use cardstock. I use wood strips, toothpicks you saw on the fence. I used paper also for the roof. And for weathering, this I wanted to point out. I don't know how many people use this, but this is India ink and alcohol. And when you use India ink and alcohol, it's going to give you it's going to tone down any shine, okay? But believe it or not, this is the whole container. It's a pint-sized container of the alcohol with only one eye drop of the India ink. The India ink is so black If you put too much in there, it's just going to darken everything up, and it can ruin your model, because once it's dark, you're never going to be able to get it light again. So it's easier to start very light and then go in coats. You know, if it's not dark enough the first time, add a second one, add a third one, add a fourth one, whatever you need till it makes you happy. But this stuff here is indie ink. It's sold in art craft stores and such like that, but it is very, very dark. So you want to be careful when you use that. And like I said, one little eye drop in the alcohol, and you can see how dark this is. It's you know, a little bit dark there. So that ends this little series of videos for this building. So hopefully you give it a try.